All right, another feature video, or a feature video with the dog. Another vet visit, so he'd be going to the cardiologist pretty soon. I say everything that's going on with him is treatable, so I'm going to treat it. We're going to keep him around. I gotta get him in there soon and give him some more of my monies. But let's talk, man. So Isaiah Joe and Duncan Robinson. So is Isaiah Joe, like, if he starts for the Detroit Pistons, you know what I'm saying? If he's a starter for the Pistons, If he's a starter for the Pistons, how do y'all feel about it? You know, how do we feel about Isaiah Joe starting for the Pistons? Me personally, I really ain't tripping about it. Come on, baby. Come on. I'm trying to finesse this. My baby, my girl. I really don't feel a certain way about it. I don't think that's good enough to have Isaiah Joe as a starter. Come here. I'm gonna let him have his moment. He put his head in. I don't mind Isaiah Joe. You know, Isaiah Joe starting. They need help. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Joe, I see, as coming off the bench helping the Pistons. And that's how I see it. And there we go. I see him as coming off the bench, but if they start him, I just don't really see that. I see him as an upgrade over Duncan Robinson, but if you're going out there with Isaiah Joe as your guy next to Cade Cunningham, maybe with an extended role, that'd be good. But, when you was talking Austin Reeves, you was talking Zach LaVine, you was talking Kobe White at least, Norman Powell, which, I don't know if they get Norman Powell or not. I just know the Detroit Pistons. And their definition of a superstar or a big move is not our definition of it. It's just finding a hidden gem like Chauncey or finding a hidden gem like Ben. And that's what they're trying to find with Isaiah Joe. If they plan on him starting and giving him, his own role, so be it. But for them to pull off to have this, like, we aggressively start hunting, or at least, they didn't say that, but that's the narrative. And to throw Isaiah Joe's the only difference going. He's the only difference. He's the only difference headed into the next offseason. And Ibuka Okori, it's the Detroit Piston thing to do. It's the Detroit Piston thing to do. It's the, get everybody hyped. Here, I'll turn the air up, buddy. Get everybody hyped. And, Isaiah Joe is the move, so I just can't see them going into next season and they want to get Cade some help and Isaiah Joe is your guy. And that's the main piece that you get. You come back with Tobias at the 4. You know what I'm saying? But would I be surprised if that's the scenario? No. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the scenario. So, but then in other talks, there's rumors that the Pelicans want 3 first-round draft picks for Trey Murphy. Now, also, he wants out of New Orleans. Now, the crazy thing about it is this. First, they changed from wanting a draft pick in last year's draft, or this past draft in 2026, to them wanting, they wanted assets that can help them right away. They don't want to trade them. It's simple as that. Nobody's giving up 3 first-round draft picks for Trey Murphy. So, the Utah Jazz say they're not getting rid of Lauri Markkanen. Also, we don't know what's going to happen with Walker Kessler. Because also, you got Walker Kessler, Jaren Jackson Jr. Walker Kessler's a restricted free agent. You got Lauri Markkanen. So you haven't heard much on the MPJ market. So right now, what they think, they are saying they want to bring Tobias Harris back. You're basically gonna come like. I believe your ceiling is probably getting Norman Powell, Isaiah Joe coming off that bench, cutting Duncan Robinson, which I'm gonna speak on in a minute, and adding so Powell, and probably find a way to keep Duren. Basically in the starting lineup, you add Norman Powell, and you push Duncan Robinson to the bench. You get rid of him, replace him off the bench with Isaiah Joe. You know, that's basically what it is. That's basically what you're talking. I think that's the ceiling that you see from the Pistons, because and like I said, sometimes not hearing anything is the best thing. I've heard nothing about them. The last thing I heard about them about getting a power forward. Last thing I heard about them getting a power forward was they were interested in. My bad. They were interested in what's old buddy name? They were interested in Bobby Portis possibly. That's the last time. That's the last real thing that you heard. They was interested in Bobby Portis. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they might be working something behind the scenes, but I don't see, just knowing the history of the Detroit Pistons. You okay, buddy? Just knowing the history of the Detroit Pistons, I don't see nothing major happen. They probably got rid of Isaiah Stewart for no fucking reason. They getting y'all high. Oh, we got a big move. The Pistons got me in bullshit. Their definition of a big move and our definition is totally different. Isaiah Joe is the indicative of what the Pistons consider, the city of Detroit consider as a big move. Real talk. Too much air, buddy. That's their definition. But as far as getting rid of Duncan Robinson, look here, I'll say this. If you're not going to land Norman Powell, or you're not going to land another, not they got Smokey the Bear on the back of their car, you're not going to get a power forward, you might as well keep Duncan Robinson. What's the point of getting rid of Duncan Robinson then? If you ain't going to, get a Powell, get a job, Morant, you're not going to get Zach LaVine or nobody else to come in and significantly impact that two guard position. And on top of that, you're not going to get a power forward, whether that be MPJ, Lauri Markkanen, Trey Murphy. You ain't going to do none of that. What you getting rid of Duncan Robinson for? What you getting rid of Duncan Robinson for? What you getting rid of Duncan Robinson for? That's the number one thing. What you getting rid of Duncan Robinson for? That's dumb. Can't really get rid of no shooting. They've been talking about big name striking out, big name striking out, big name striking out. All right, calm down. They've been talking about big names striking out. Okay. And then, truth be told, we ain't heard nothing on the Norman Powell front. We ain't heard nothing on the Norman Powell front. But that might be a good thing, because we ain't heard Norman Powell associated with no other name. So, if they get Powell and get some help at the power forward position, that's cool. I'm not mad at it. But, the main talk is what they going to do with Jalen Duren. And I feel like Duren is just trying to get it. He want out now. He feel this. These young guys. Let me say this about these young guys. It's all personal. It ain't got nothing to do with business. It's all personal. It's all personal, bro. Now the relationship is severed. I don't want to be here, and I deserve $287 million. And it's like, okay, cool. I think he's trying to go elsewhere. So this was the price of the Pistons not locking them up last year. You know, pretty sure this was in the equation of. This could happen, but in general, Isaiah Joe is not enough. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't plan on playing Ibuka or Corey. So Isaiah Joe is simply not enough on his own. So, and you know, if you're not gonna bring in significant help at the power forward position and more help, even if you bring in Norman Powell, what's the point of getting rid of Duncan Robinson? Now, if you're gonna bring help at the power forward position and help at the 2-guard position, then Duncan Robinson can be expendable. But also, I'm just not hearing enough about getting rid of Karis LeVert. What is the fucking love affair with Karis LeVert? Like, who daughter is he fucking, you know? But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description, follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor. Now you want to switch windows, I'm rolling it up. Spotify, the whole thing, man. You know, main focus getting our boy back better, right? You feel me? You gonna get back healthy? Yeah, man. I'm sick of going to the vet. That nigga, motherfuckers keep on poking me with that needle and shit. You know, you keep on giving me to other people. But I'm gonna get my boy back right, man. So he's gonna be back healthy, right? We have a healthy 9th year of living this year, 10th, 11th, 12th, hopefully further beyond that. But other than that, y'all, appreciate y'all, man. Keep Miles in y'all prayers, man. He's a good dog. He good dog. And nobody can say he ain't a good dog. I mean, he got 5-star reviews. Right? I appreciate y'all. Check out Detroit Pistons Top Players. Peace.